Hello guys and welcome to this Tokyo Revengers video. And in this video I will be talking about the Kanto Manji gang from Tokyo Revengers. But before I start this video guys, let me tell you guys that this video is going to contain manga spoilers from Tokyo Revengers. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Tokyo Revengers videos. So the Kanto Manji gang is a motorcycle gang that is led by Mikey. And in this gang Mikey has many powerful subordinates that are under his command, and I will be explaining all of them in this video. The Kanto Manji gang is one of the strongest gangs in Tokyo Revengers, and it is also one of the three deities that controls all of Tokyo. And the Kanto Manji gang was created 2 years after the disbandment of Toman. During a very turbulent time known as the Tokyo Civil War era, many gangs in Tokyo were fighting in order to gain power, and at that time the Kanto Manji gang gained power and became one of the three deities. The three deities are Manjiro Sano, Kawaragi Senju, and Torano South, and they are all very powerful fighters that lead many dangerous gang members. As one of the three deities, Mikey quickly rose to power after the disbandment of Toman, and Mikey established the Kanto Manji gang as one of the three strongest gangs in all of Japan. Mikey is the president of this gang, and serving directly under Mikey is the vice president, and his name is Sanzu Haruchiyo. And under Sanzu is the advisor of the Kanto Manji gang, and his name is Koko Hajime. However, after Mikey's victory in the Battle of the Three Deities, the Kanto Manji gang was restructured, because they acquired all of the top members from the Rokuhara Tandai and Brahman gang. And this resulted in the gang's number of members growing to 500 in total. At this time all the former leaders of Tenjuku joined under Mikey's banner, and Wakasa and Benkei also decided to join the Kanto Manji gang. And sometime after the Battle of the Three Deities, Shuji Hanma also became a member of the Kanto Manji gang. Before the Battle of the Three Deities, the Kanto Manji gang was based in Minato Ward, but after claiming victory in this battle they became the top gang in all of Tokyo. The uniform of the Kanto Manji gang consists of a white jacket, with white pants, black boots, and a long white trench coat, and with the gang's name written on the sleeves. And we can see that this uniform also has the gang's name written in black kanji on the back of the uniform. I personally think that this uniform looks a lot better in the fan art version with golden kanji, however in the official colored manga we see that the author decided to make the uniform have black kanji instead. The official hideout of the Kanto Manji gang is a spacious and luxurious room, with a giant couch. We see this hideout twice in the story. The first time is when Koko is doing work on a computer, and we see Mikey who is just looking outside a window. This room is located in a skyscraper in the Shibuya ward, and this expensive room really shows the wealth that Koko has been able to acquire for their gang. And the second time is when Mikey receives a declaration of war from Takemichi, and we see all the members of the Kanto Manji gang sitting on the giant couch. And during the final battle, the Kanto Manji gang fought against the second generation of the Tokyo Manji gang. And during this battle we saw that these two gangs both arrived on the battlefield, and all of the captains were staring down their opponents. And when the battle started we saw that all of the fighters started charging into battle, however Mikey decided to let his subordinates fight for him instead of joining the front lines. And when Mikey joined the battle we saw that he defeated many Toman captains all by himself, and Mikey defeated them without breaking a sweat. After a certain point, we saw that Hanma, Sanzu, and Mikey were the only three members of the Kanto Manji gang that were left standing. The Toman members tried to turn the tide, however this is when Mikey suddenly entered his dark impulse mode. At this time Mikey quickly punched Takemichi in the face, and after sending him flying, we saw that Mikey also defeated Chifuyu. Mikey then started attacking his own subordinates, and after knocking out his vice captain, we also saw that he knocked out Hanma with a powerful kick. At this stage in the battle Mikey is so overtaken by his dark impulses that he doesn't care about attacking friend or foe, and he is running wild while defeating everyone in his path. And Mikey defeated Inupi, Senju, Smiley, Angry, Taiju, and Mitsuya, and this means that he defeated every single fighter on the battlefield. Mikey's strength overwhelmed everyone on the battlefield, and after Mikey's rampage is over we see that he is the only man who is left standing. However, Takemichi was the only person who was able to stand back up after being knocked down by Mikey's signature kick. And even Mikey was surprised that Takemichi was able to get back up even after being hit by his flying kicks while he is in his dark impulse mode. And thanks to his future visions, Takemichi was even able to counterattack against Mikey, and after Mikey kicked him many times we saw that Takemichi also knocked Mikey to the ground. However, this long and chaotic battle eventually ended with Mikey's curse killing Takemichi, and this is where the Kanto Manji gang timeline comes to an end. The president of the Kanto Manji gang is Manjiro Sano, also known as the Invincible Mikey. While he is the leader of this gang, Mikey prefers to stand back and let his subordinates do the fighting for him instead, and he only joins the battle when his dark impulses are triggered by one of his opponents. Mikey has long blonde hair, and he is always seen wearing a black t-shirt under his uniform. While he is in combat, Mikey is cold and ruthless, and he spares no mercy to his opponents. And especially when he is under the influence of his dark impulses, this makes him even more dangerous as a fighter. For example, during the Battle of the Three Deities, we saw that Mikey savagely punched South in the head until he died, and while his dead body was laying on the pavement, we saw that half of his face was so swollen that his eyeball wasn't even visible. Mikey effortlessly defeated South during this battle, and Mikey killed South by punching him in the head. And during this battle we also saw that Mikey ruthlessly snapped Takemichi's arm clean in half, and after breaking his arm, Mikey hospitalized Takemichi by beating him to a bloody pulp. In this timeline, Mikey is controlled by his dark impulses, he always has a blank expression on his face, and he never shows any emotions. Mikey is being eaten alive by his dark impulses, and whenever he loses control, Mikey can't stop the curse from killing everyone who is close to him. And because of the fact that he is controlled by the curse, this is the reason why Mikey tried to push away all of the Toman members in this timeline. Takemichi was the only person who has been shown to be capable of bringing Mikey back from this state. However, despite trying to fight against the curse, Mikey could not stop the curse from killing Takemichi. Anyway guys, the next character that I will be talking about is the vice president of the Kanto Manji gang, and his name is Sanzu Haruchiyo. The role of Sanzu is to be the right-hand man of Mikey, and to carry out all of his orders. Sanzu has been by Mikey's side since the creation of this gang, and Sanzu wouldn't hesitate to kill anyone who opposes Mikey. Sanzu was cunning and ruthless enough to kill and deceive Yasuhiro Muto, and he also came up with a deadly plan to kill everyone on the battlefield during the final battle. Sanzu obsessively worships Mikey, and he views Mikey as his king. And Sanzu is willing to follow Mikey down a path of carnage, and he is so devoted that he will follow Mikey even if it means his own death. And the reason why Sanzu is so crazy in this timeline is because his mental state was affected by being in the vicinity of Mikey's dark impulses. And Sanzu was so crazy in this timeline that he even tried to kill the members of both gangs by running them over with a train, and in Takemichi's future vision we saw that he killed everyone with his plan. Sanzu is the younger brother of Takeomi Akashi, who was a founder of the Black Dragons, and he is also the older brother of Kawaragi Senju, who was the 5th division captain of Toman 2nd Gen. Sanzu is the only character that still has memories of the original timeline, and he is also the only person who ever became Shinichiro's trigger for time leaping. Just like Naoto and Takemichi, Sanzu was Shinichiro's trigger to saving Mikey, however Sanzu's life was destroyed by Mikey's curse. But Sanzu quietly kept this a secret and never told anyone about this, because nobody would believe him anyway. Sanzu sees Shinichiro as a big brother figure, and they both share this secret together. Sanzu is always seen using weapons in fights, like how he used a metal pipe when he fought against his younger sister, Senju. And he also used a katana when he killed Yasuhiro Muto, and he used the same exact katana to kill Kikucho by slashing him across the chest. Sanzu thinks that no matter how strong you are as a fighter, it is way easier to defeat your opponents by using weapons. Out of all the members in this gang, Sanzu is the most loyal to Mikey, so that is why Mikey gave him the position of second in command. Sanzu also fought against the Haitani brothers during the Battle of the Three Deities, however their battle ended in a draw when South was killed by Mikey. After Sanzu, the next most high-ranking member is Kikucho, and he is the defense unit captain of the Kanto Manji gang. Kikucho was famously known as Izana's most powerful soldier, and besides Mikey, Kikucho was the strongest member of this gang. For example, Kikucho was such a powerful fighter that he was easily able to defeat Smiley, Angry, Inupi, and Chifuyu, and he defeated all of these powerful fighters with only a single punch. We saw that Kikucho faced off with Takemichi during the final battle, and these two childhood friends traded many blows, and they were very evenly matched while they were fighting against each other. Kikucho fought against Takemichi during the final battle, however he eventually betrayed the Kanto Manji gang in order to stop Sanzu from killing everyone with the train. Kikucho decided to team up together with Takemichi in order to fight against Sanzu, and because of him stopping the train, Kikucho saved the lives of many members from both gangs. Kikucho also saved Takemichi from being killed by Sanzu's katana, and even Sanzu was impressed with Kikucho for being skilled enough to save Takemichi from certain death. And despite his opponent having a sword, Kikucho still fought admirably, and he was still able to hit Sanzu with many powerful punches. Kikucho is left without Izana in this timeline, and this is because Izana died by saving Kikucho. The king that he would rather follow is really Izana, and the only reason why Kikucho is following Mikey is because Mikey killed South. And so because of this, Kikucho is not fully loyal to Mikey, and he cares more about his comrades' lives than staying loyal to Mikey. Kikucho was childhood friends with Takemichi, and he also grew up in the orphanage with Izana. So after Kikucho, the next member that I will be talking about is Wakasa Yamauchi, and Wakasa is the commando unit captain of the Kanto Manji gang. His hair is striped in the colors purple and yellow, and his hair is tied up in a ponytail, with 2 loose strands of hair running down both sides of his face. Wakasa easily has one of the most stylish character designs in Tokyo Revengers, and I think that the author did an amazing job designing this character. And before he joined the Kanto Manji gang, Wakasa was an executive of Brahman gang. But after Brahman gang was disbanded, Wakasa made the decision to become a member of the Kanto Manji gang. And when he was younger, we saw that Wakasa used to lead his own gang, and during this time he was known as the White Leopard, and he used to lead one of the 2 strongest gangs in all of Japan. Wakasa is the partner of Benkei, and together they are known as the legendary duo from the first generation Black Dragons. Wakasa and Benkei are both founding members of the first generation Black Dragons gang, and they are also both very close friends with Shinichiro. During the final battle, we saw that Wakasa fought against Koko and Inupi, and after fighting each other for some time, Wakasa eventually defeated Koko. Wakasa has a very unique fighting style, and he fights by using very acrobatic flying kicks. He is capable of attacking his opponents with combination kicks in mid-air, and he has a very technical fighting style that takes a lot of coordination. Wakasa has also shown to be very stealthy, and he has the ability to sneak up behind his opponent without them even noticing, and we saw this when he did this to Kikucho. Wakasa was extremely close with Shinichiro, and besides Sanzu, Wakasa is the only other person that knew about Shinichiro's secret of being a time leaper. So the next member that I will be talking about is Wakasa's vice captain, and his name is Benkei, and Benkei holds the position of Commando Unit Vice Captain. The real name of Benkei is Keizo Arashi. Benkei fights like a brawler, and he is famously known as someone who possesses Herculean-like strength. Just like Wakasa, Benkei was also an executive of Brahman gang during the Battle of the 3 Deities, and when it comes to fighting, we have seen that his punches are so powerful that they send his opponents flying down to the ground. Benkei is a tan, tall, and muscular man, with blue eyes, and his hair is styled in a platinum blonde crew cut with a trimmed full beard, and he also wears golden earrings on both of his earlobes. Benkei has a no-nonsense personality, and he prioritizes the objective of his gang over anything else. And before he met Shinichiro, Benkei was the leader of the largest gang in all of Japan, and during this time Benkei led a gang that was so impressive that he had over 600 subordinates that were under his command. During this time Benkei was known as the Red Cliff, and the reason for this nickname is because his body would be soaked with the blood of his enemies while he walked through the aftermath of the battlefield. And according to Takomi, Wakasa and Benkei are the 2 toughest brawlers in all of Japan. And during the Battle of the 3 Deities, we saw that Wakasa and Benkei were strong enough to easily defeat 100 members of the Rokuhara Tandai gang without even breaking a sweat, and this is the reason why they are famously known as the strongest duo. And during the final battle, we saw that Wakasa and Benkei fought against the duo of Koko and Inupi. However, Wakasa defeated Koko, and after some point, we also saw that Benkei defeated Inupi by punching him in the gut. After defeating Koko and Inupi, Wakasa and Benkei confronted Taiju Shiba, and the 3 former Black Dragons members were getting ready to fight against each other. These 2 fighters landed many powerful blows on Taiju Shiba, however after fighting against each other for some time, we saw that the legendary duo was defeated by Taiju Shiba. And so up next are the Haitani brothers. The Haitani brothers are known as some of the most stylish characters in Tokyo Revengers, and they are basically like local celebrities in the district of Roppongi. And whenever these two brothers join a gang, we see that they always request to have a different color uniform compared to the rest of the gang members. And while they are a member of this gang, the Haitani brothers both wear personally customized uniforms that are colored black instead of the usual white color, with a skull and crossbones design on the left side of the collar. The Haitani brothers have been shown to be very sadistic fighters, and during their backstory we saw that they were so ruthless that they even killed a rival gang leader. So first up is the older brother, and his name is Ran Haitani, and Ran is the Special Attack Force captain of the Kanto Manji gang. He has long yellow braided hair that is dyed black, and he has purple eyes. During fights, Ran Haitani is very violent, and he sometimes uses dirty fighting tactics. For example, he often uses weapons in fights, like hitting his opponents with a police baton, or using a brick to ruthlessly hit them in the head. Ran Haitani has a very close brotherly bond with his younger brother, and this is the reason why they are always seen fighting together as a deadly duo. Despite having a notorious reputation as ruthless gang members, the Haitani brothers also had a charisma that garnered them a lot of admiration from many different people. The younger Haitani brother is Rindo Haitani, and he is the vice captain of the Special Attack Force. While he is a member of this gang, Rindo has short yellow hair, with strands of his hair dyed blue, and he styles his hair in a ponytail, with two loose strands of hair running down each side of his face. Rindo has gray eyes and he wears a circular pair of golden glasses. Rindo has been shown to use some very brutal wrestling moves while he is fighting, and his signature fighting tactic is to break his opponent's limbs by twisting them until they snap. This is a very sadistic fighting style, and Rindo has been shown to enjoy hearing the painful screams of his opponents while they are getting their limbs broken. And during the final battle, we saw that these two brothers fought against Hakai and Mitsuya. However, after fighting against the captains of Toman's second generation, we saw that the Haitani brothers were both defeated by the second division. Anyway guys, the next member of the Kanto Manji gang that I will be talking about is Shuji Hanma, and Hanma holds the position of commando unit member. After the death of Kisaki, we saw that Hanma was in tears, and this is actually the only time that we have ever seen Hanma cry in Tokyo Revengers. But after this point, Hanma ran away as a fugitive, and we didn't see him for some time after he rode away on his motorcycle. And after becoming a fugitive, the next time that we saw Hanma was when he was visiting the grave of Kisaki, and while he was sitting at Kisaki's gravestone, we saw that he was talking to Kisaki about the story of the Reaper and the Pariah. But then the next time we saw Hanma was when he was a member of the Kanto Manji gang, and he was accompanying his new gang on the battlefield. Hanma is one of the strongest members of this gang, and he is someone who is capable of defeating 3 Toman captains all by himself. When Mikey ordered Hanma to join the battle, we saw that Hanma joined the battlefield with a smile on his face, and we saw that he fought against many Toman captains all by himself. And after joining the battle, we saw that Hanma addressed the Toman members by calling them survivors of death. And after a certain point, we saw that Hanma defeated Chifuyu, and Hanma defeated him by punching him in the face. And during this battle we saw that he was able to defeat Mitsuya, Hakai, Akin, and Chifuyu, and Hanma defeated all of these fighters without even breaking a sweat. And Hanma is one of the only characters we have ever seen who has been strong enough to block Mikey's signature kick. Hanma is my favorite character in Tokyo Revengers, and he is a tall and lanky man with zombie-like endurance. Aside from having zombie-like endurance, Hanma also has very impressive durability. Hanma has golden-colored eyes, and he also has a stripe of yellow hair dye running down the middle of his head. He has the word punishment tattooed on his right hand, and he also has the word sin, which is tattooed on his left hand. Hanma has always been shown to be someone who really enjoys chaos, and the reason why he followed Kisaki is because he would get great excitement out of seeing the chaos caused by Kisaki's plans. Kisaki would use Hanma like a tool that obeyed all of his commands, and this relationship would bring entertainment to the life of Hanma. Hanma got very bored after the death of Kisaki, and so this is the reason why he decided to join the Kanto Manji gang. So up next is Kokonoi Hajime, also known as Koko. Not only is Koko a founding member of this gang, but Koko also holds the position of staff officer in the Kanto Manji gang. Koko is someone who is a genius when it comes to making money, and he is the top money maker for the Kanto Manji gang. The money made by Koko allows their gang to expand its power and influence all over Japan. Koko has been sought after by many powerful delinquents because of his money-making abilities, and this led Koko to do business with many different gang members. Koko has been a prodigy at making money since a very young age, and the reason why he gained this skill is because he was desperately trying to make enough money to save Akane. Ever since his introduction, Koko has always been the partner of Inupi, and these two characters were a duo together in the Black Dragons, and in the first division of Toman. Koko left Inupi after the battle of Toman vs Tenjuku, and they decided to go their separate ways, and the reason why Koko decided to part ways with Inupi is because he wanted to go down his own path by following Mikey. However, it was this strong connection with Inupi that eventually led Koko to betray the Kanto Manji gang, and he betrayed this gang in order to protect Inupi. Inupi was calling out to Koko for help after being beaten up by Wakasa and Benkei, and we saw that Koko decided to join the battle by punching Benkei in the face, and Koko's unexpected punch sent Benkei flying down to the ground. In this timeline, Koko is trying to drown out the pain of Akane's death by making a lot of money, but he eventually changed his ways after deciding to protect Inupi over making money. Anyway guys, the next character that I will be talking about is Kanji Mochizuki, and he holds the position of executive in the Kanto Manji gang. Kanji is extremely powerful when it comes to brute force, and he fights like a gorilla while wreaking havoc on the battlefield. But unlike the other members of the S62 generation, Machi does not like to use dirty fighting tactics, and he prefers to fight one-on-one in a fair fight. Machi possesses immense strength, and his punches send his opponents flying, and Machi is so powerful that he used to lead his own gang. And during the time that he was the leader of this gang, we saw that Machi was able to defeat both Smiley and Angry, and he defeated them all by himself. And before the battle of the three deities, we saw that Kanji served as the number 4 of the Rokuhara Tandai gang. And before the death of Izana, Kanji was also one of the 4 heavenly kings of Tenjuku gang. And during the final battle, we saw that Kanji Mochizuki fought against Chifuyu. Kanji decided to have a one-on-one battle with Chifuyu, and we saw that he confronted his opponent by throwing him to the ground. However, in the end, Kanji Mochizuki was defeated by Chifuyu. During this battle, Machi was outlasted by Chifuyu, and despite their size difference, he still lost the battle. So the final named character of this gang that I will be talking about is known as the Mad Dog, and his name is Shion Madarame. And while he is a member of this gang, Shion holds the position of executive in the Kanto Manji gang. Shion is nicknamed the Mad Dog because he enjoys fighting, and he is often seen using a pair of brass knuckles in battle. Shion is the former president of the 9th generation Black Dragons, and he was also one of the 4 heavenly kings of Tenjuku gang. And during the final battle, we saw that Shion Madarame had a minor battle with the Mizo Middle School 5 members, and he defeated 2 of them by punching them with brass knuckles. However, after facing off with Atsushi Sendo, Shion was swiftly defeated by Sendo. And before joining the Kanto Manji gang, we saw that Shion Madarame was the number 5 of the Rokuhara Tandai gang. This is the end of this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, then like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.